Ladies and gentlemen, introducing. Are you ready?
What an intriguing idea.
Friends, today we're going to be brewing a raspberry sour using the Philly sour yeast. We've got all of our grains already milled, and today we have a couple, we got a few brew dogs out today helping us. They'll be here assisting, anything that I may drop on the floor, making sure the floor is clear and stuff. So using the Spike Solo 20-gallon brew in a basket, we're getting everything sanitized right now. And we'll be adding water. Looks like we need to add about 8.9 gallons. And we'll get this thing heated up to strike temperature. Got our initial strike volume up to around 8.9. Got the temperature set to 153. We're going to sanitize the brew in a basket and then hook up the tubes and start circulating some water so this will heat up a little faster. All right, we've got to open up this bottom valve. And then we need to prime the pump, so you just turn this valve here. You should see, there we go, a little water going. So I've got the pump prime. Next thing we're gonna do is open up this valve, and then we'll kick on the pump. And there we go. So we'll let that circulate until we get our strike temp of 153. Drop the lid on, and we're just gonna let this circulate. Shouldn't take very long to get up to the strike temperature of 153. All right, we gotta get the, while the kettle is heating up to our strike temp, we're gonna go ahead and get everything clean and sanitized. We'll be using this Spike Conical CF15 today. Go ahead and put this on, and we've got a few ports to put on the top. We racked a beer out of this and ran this through a CIP. Cleaned all of the that's right there that way. It's better that way. Go ahead and put our temperature port in. And then we'll add a couple things to the top. So we'll go ahead and put these two on. All right, we went ahead and sanitized these. They've been soaking. We're just gonna spray this all down. This is for the top edition. And we won't be using that for a few days. I'm not sure what this other port would actually be used for. Honestly thought about putting a blow-off cane on it and closing the PRV valve, but I don't know if anybody's done that. Just letting everything go out the blow-off cane. Let me try that sometime. All right, we'll get our glycol hooked up here in a little bit, but right now our strike is about, all right, we hit the 153 degree strike temperature. Go ahead and mash in now. It's a little more difficult by yourself, but the dogs are busy, so it's just gonna be me. Pretty basic mash. We've got 4 pounds of, I'm not sure what this was, actually. We got 2 pounds of white wheat, got 10 ounces of oats, and there is 7.8 ounces of carapils. This is actually a Pilsner malt. The 4, almost 5 pounds of Pilsner Milled this last night on the spike mill. I'm just going to go ahead and give this a good stir. It smells delicious. There's plenty of water. Any kind of dough balls or anything, so it's looking pretty good. Got a 70-minute mash in at 153 degrees, so looks like everything's all stirred up well. We're gonna stir the mash this time every 10 minutes, so make sure that it's got a good mixture. We've got everything stirred up. We're gonna let this rest for 10 minutes. And then we will start circulating water and start the mash. We'll let this set for about 10 minutes. Now we're already there. We've adjusted the mash temperature to 149. We're gonna go ahead and turn the element back on. And we're gonna turn the pump on. Start circulating. It's going a little fast. Turn that down. There we go. I like that. Go ahead and start our timer on the Brewfather app. Started the Brewfather app. We've got a 70-minute mash, 60 minutes with the additions that we've already added, and then the last 10 minutes we'll mash out at 167. We're at 149 now, so everything's looking good. We'll keep an eye on this, make sure we don't get a stuck mash. May turn that down just a little bit. All right, we're 10 minutes in, so we're gonna go ahead and give this a 30-second stir. Make sure that all of the grain is getting water mashed through it. Time of stirring the mash. Pretty good, it's pretty clear. We're winding down on the first 60 minutes of the mash, and we're going to stop this. Here we have an alarm, which is kind of cool. We're going to change out a few things so we can do our boil off or sparge and do the last 10 minutes of the mash. Okay, we're going to change out this for a boil off. Hot, so a couple pieces off of that. We're going to add this arm on. Lost a little bit of water there. That was a little bit of a mistake. All right. God, I should always turn off all of the valves when I'm changing things, which is okay. Just a couple cups. Now, we're going to add this pull off of the nano, and we're going to go ahead and pull the grain basket out. Let it start to drain. This hose back here. This stuff's kind of hot. turn our pump back on. Alright, we're going to go ahead and turn the pump back on. And we'll open that up about a quarter of the way. Water starts flowing. We're going to let this run for about 10 minutes. And then we'll let it rest. Got one thing, so we're going to change our temperature up to 167. Set that. We're going to turn the element back on. We're going to let that heat up, and then we'll start the 10-minute boil off. Since we skipped a step, we went back and warmed this back up to 167. We are now going to start the boil off process. We're just going to let that circulate for about 10 minutes. And then we'll let it rest and be ready for the boil. All right, one other thing while we're having our brew day today is I am auto-tuning my 10-gallon brew in a basket. My basket's removed. I'm gonna try to make a seltzer today. Not sure what the flavor's gonna be, but last night we tried this really weird 4 hands Skittles. It's actually kind of good. It tastes like Skittles. There's not a lot of flavor, but I'm not gonna make that. But we're gonna make something similar as our first seltzer. So as soon as this thing gets up to 150, we'll finish through the auto tune process. I haven't ever used this system, so I'm just going to go through the auto tune and see if we can make a seltzer. All right, we're at the end of the 10-minute boil off. We're just going to turn off the element and the pump. We're going to let this set for about 10 minutes, drain out, or until it stops draining. And then we will remove the basket and prepare for my help today. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get ready for the boil. So we've got everything shut off. It's down here. And we'll take out the basket. On the table. Switch this over to boil. We'll move up our. All right, we're gonna see we got about 7.5 gallons pre-boil. We're gonna switch this over to boil, and then we're gonna run the percentage all the way up to 100. But we're gonna take a pre-boil gravity reading to see where we're at in terms of the original gravity. I'm just going to use this. Hopefully we don't make a giant mess. We're going to take a little wart out. It is really clear. And then we will let this set to get to 68 degrees, and we'll take our pre-boil gravity reading. We're also going to check our pH. We're going to go ahead and attach the steam condensing lid. And hook up our pump controller, plugged in. We need to find a bucket for this. That's set. And as soon as we get a rolling boil, we will start the boil countdown and the pump for the steam. We don't have a perfect scenario because this takes a lot of water, but I did find a little bit bigger bucket to use. Got the pump down in there, and then it hooks up to the controller, which is on the auxiliary. Water up through this hose, and then as this steam is coming up, it will spray with the mister and turn this steam back into a liquid, and then it'll drop down into this bucket, which I'll just dump outside, or I'll probably save for cleaning. As you can't see, steamed up, but we've got a nice rolling boil. 207. We're gonna change this down to about 70, we'll just take it to 80%, see where it goes on the temperature. Set that, we're gonna go ahead and turn on our pump. So now we got water pumping up here, and then catching that runoff there. It'll warm up pretty quick. Just gotta keep our eye on this volume of this bucket there. Hopefully Flash can help me do that. Then we're gonna start this for about a 60-minute boil. We've got a few additions to make here at 30 minutes, which we've got a 30-minute hop addition, and then we have a yeast nutrient and a couple water additions to make. So, all right, I have a real small hop addition of Centennial, 0.23 ounces. This thing is really hot. Throw those in there. And then in 10 minutes, we'll have another yeast nutrient addition. All right, this is our 15-minute boil addition. It's yeast nutrients, about 1 teaspoon, sorry. And you see I kind of missed it, so it's all get in there. Yeah, we're doing a 10-minute boil addition, and that's the Irish moss. So we'll throw that in. This setup is not opportune. I continually have to fill up that bucket, empty this one, so I'm gonna figure out, I think next time, I'm gonna try to use the boil kettle, and just put the steam condensing lid over to this side, run the tube, fill this up, and then figure out a way to put a pump, maybe pump this water, maybe over to the hot liquor tank on this side, and then keep this hot water for cleaning here when I gotta clean the kettle. So that's something I'm gonna experiment on, because this is a pain in the butt. We're gonna do our last hop addition. That is 0.23 ounces of Centennial. Very, very minimal hops in this sour. So put that in there, and we've got about 4 minutes left in the boil, and we should be done. We'll be moving over to we're gonna go ahead and take our pH level. See what this wort is. Chill this down to 68 degrees. I'm not sure what my pH is supposed to be, but I'll check it in a minute. It looks like we're at about 5.71 on the pH. All right, so taking my pre-boil gravity reading, and I thought I messed up by going into Brewfather. This is supposed to be 1.031. I was at 1.030, so pretty good. One of the things I did not do, and like I said, this is my third brew, so I'm learning quite a bit, but I did not add my water addition. So we do now have the boil over. It's complete. I'm going to go ahead and take a post-boil gravity sample, and we'll cool that down to 68 degrees. And then we're going to go ahead and take the steam condensing lid off and get this ready for knockout. One step that I almost missed, and that's whirlpool. So we've got the boil done, and before we do the chill knockout, we're going to get ready for the whirlpool. We're going to open up the whirlpool arm, and this one, and then we're going to turn on the pump and slightly crank this till we get some water moving. You see it's a wort, I guess. It's coming through. We'll do about a quarter of the way. We're gonna do that for about 15 minutes, and then we'll let it set, and then we'll move to knockout. So we're now down to the end of the whirlpool. We're gonna go ahead and turn off the pump and shut these valves. And then we're gonna let this set for about 5 minutes before we go to knockout. All right, we move the brew kettle over closer to the fermenter. This fermenter has been cleaned, CIP'd and sanitized. I've got my hose that's gonna go into the knockout here. So I had to move a couple of the other brew hoses around. The one on the bottom, it's gonna go into the bottom of the pump, and the one coming out of the top of the pump is going to go to the wort end of the chiller, And that's going to come around, and then this water will be going counterclockwise of what the chiller is. Had to hook up the temperature sensor so we can monitor the temperature, and then this hose here is going to run over to the fermenter. So we're going to get this started here in just a second. We've got everything going here. We're going to go ahead and crank this up a little bit so we can get this flowing. There we go. Got a little bit flowing over to the fermenter. We're at 70 degrees, so that should be good. We'll watch the volume in here. Once we transfer over to the fermenter, we should be pretty much done here. So let's let this go slowly. 72 degrees, this should be good. Actually looks pretty clear transferring over, so that's good right now. Just keep an eye on it, keep an eye on the level and the temperature. All right, as we're waiting for our CIP water to heat up, we're going to take a couple readings. One is I want to check what the post-boil pH level is. So let that thing settle down. Looks like it's going to be about 5.6. Oh, let it go. Oh, still going. All right, 5.55. We'll hold it there. So our post-boil pH should have been 5.33, and we were at 5.55. So that's not bad because I did miss adding the water addition. And our post-boil original gravity should be 1.042. So let's see where we're at with that. Looks like we're really close. 1.4. I give it 2. I think we're on it. So for CIP, we just went ahead and heated up the water to 165. We're going to turn the element off now. Put about 5 gallons in there. I'm going to mix in my PBW, and then I need to hook up a hose to circulate up to the CIP valve from the pump. All right, we're going to run 30 minutes of CIP through here, and then we'll run it through the chiller side and rotate it probably through these two also. And once that's done, we'll be all clean and process will be over. We went ahead and got everything set up to pitch our yeast. We're using the Wild Brew Philly Sour, and we're going to get that all sanitized. Would love to hear some feedback on how you guys pitch your yeast into the fermenter. I didn't really want to use the hop addition like I did last time, but I had to pull out the chilling coil, so I want to kind of get this spread around. I'm not sure how you guys do this, but I guess I could just shake the fermenter a little bit, but I'm sure that's not the preferred method. So we're going to go ahead and put that chilling coil back in, get it all sanitized again. Go ahead and adjusted the PRV all the way loose, and we're going to add some sanitizer in there. We've got the fermenter set to 76 degrees. That's the temperature to kick off this Wild Brew Philly Sour yeast. All right, friends, we had a pretty successful brew day today. We did the raspberry sour with the Philly Sour yeast. It was pretty easy. We did a 5-gallon batch. I'm just going to go through the list here, so if I pronounce something wrong, correct me in the comments. So used 12.7 ounces of acidulated malt. Then we did 2 pounds, 11 ounces of white wheat malt. And then we did a 4 pounds, 12.5 ounces of Pilsner malt, 10.6 ounces of flaked oats, and then 7.8 ounces of carapils. And then our hops, the total addition on that was just 0.47 ounces, and we used Centennial. And then we used a Irish moss and a yeast nutrient. And everything turned out pretty good. So we met all of our initial gravities, all of our post-boil gravities. pH was off just a little bit. We got that thing put into the spike fermenter CF15 conical, and we're holding the temperature at, looks like 76 degrees. I'm gonna check that. I'll check it again here. It's right here in front of me. I believe we need to be fermenting at, sorry for the delay here. Yeah, 75 degrees, we're 76 degrees. That'll be on 4 days, and then we'll ramp that up to 77 degrees for the next 7 days. So pretty excited to see how this Philly Sour, and this is my only third brew, so pretty excited about how everything went today. I did miss a few steps. A few things got out of order. You can actually see that, pretty easy to see that in the video, but all in all, I'm pretty happy. So if you enjoy this content, this is just kind of a way for me to log the journey, and I learn a lot as I'm videoing, and then I can watch this back and see all the things that I miss or need to do differently. And I would love to hear people's comments. What should I do differently? So if you like the content, it's Barn Swallow Brewing. We are on all social media pretty much. It's Barn Swallow Brewing on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and we do have a website. It's just kind of a placeholder, like I said before, until we get some more content to put on there. Like I said, this is our journey into opening a destination style craft brewery, kind of a farm brewery out in the country, something that's primarily focused on families and pets and dogs, and have a lot of green space. We already have the property. We just trying to decide if we're going to develop that property or maybe start out in like a brew pub or something. Once we get some beers going. So we've got, so far we've done, this is the third beer. We did 2 IPAs and now this sour. We have 3 seltzers. We have 3 ciders. We have an apple pie hard cider. We have a blueberry cider. We have a mango cider, and then we have another cider going. And we're getting ready to do a rosé cider. So very limited amount of brewing experience, but I really enjoy sharing this content. So until next time, guys, thanks a lot.